get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let them all pass, the dirty marks. One love, there is one question I really love to ask. One heart, is there a place for the hopeless sinner? Hurt all mankind just to save his own belief. Everybody singing one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. When the men come, they're gonna be no doom. One heart. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner. There's no hiding place from the Father of creation. Everybody's singing now. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one love, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Oh yeah. Together and feel alright. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Get together and feel alright. Feel alright. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. All right. I think we're going to take a minute and let some more people come in. Is that right? Another minute. Another thing to sing. What should we sing? How about this one? Spirit, guide my day. open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice, to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. Spirit, guide my spirit, guide my day. Open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. You got it now, Spirit, guide my day. Open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. Sing it one more time now, Spirit, guide my day. Open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. Spirit. I think we're going to start.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Frank Lange. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here to the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. Please take a moment now and turn off your cell phones. All right. This is from Leonard Cohen. God is alive, magic is afoot. God is alive, magic is afoot. God is afoot, magic is alive. Alive is afoot, magic never died. Magic never hid, magic always ruled. God is afoot, God never died. Take a moment, please, and greet your neighbors. Good morning. This is the first Sunday of October. We have a church holiday coming up at the end of this month. Any of you know what that is? There we go.
Whose birthday?
Doris Jones' birthday. I know it's early, but I only get to do this every 2 months, and I have a personal campaign to keep her memory alive in this church. Doris is a master practitioner, a teacher of teachers. She taught every one of the teachers in this congregation and all of the old-time practitioners like myself. We remember her with a very loving heart. She was also Karyl's mother.
Oh, that too.
I used to come in every Sunday and look for her white hair in the back of the church. And that would ground me, and I would sit near her. So we have a whole month to remember her, and I believe that the 31st, which is her birthday, is a Saturday, the day before Sunday, so we should be able to remember her again.
A whole month to keep up with the Joneses?
A whole month of the Joneses, yes. So would you welcome the morning practitioner, Joyce Thompson?
No, we're going to do a little chant first.
Oh, we're going to do a chant.
We are. So let's all stand up and
I'm out of order.
Get present. Put your hands together. 1, 2. I want to. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. Nothing I see alive. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my heart is open wide. Only here for God. No more. With my faith, I am free in the Spirit. Yeah, one more time. I release, I let go. Let the Spirit run my heart is open wide. No more struggle with my faith. In the Spirit, yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for. What are you here for? God.
And now, the morning prayer.
Whoa. I'm going to invite you to come on a journey with me. So close your eyes and imagine yourself at Richardson Bay. As I walked yesterday at Richardson Bay, I felt the sun on my back, and I knew Spirit was present. I saw fish jumping out of the water, and I knew the joy of Spirit was present. I saw pelicans diving into the water to fill their bellies with nourishment provided by Spirit. So I know Spirit is present in so many ways, in so many forms. So I live that, I feel that in my life. The warmth, the nourishment, the beauty. And I know that it is present for each and every one of us. So I call forth the release of any fear, of any doubt, of any worries, and open instead to that place of peace. the place of knowing that Spirit is always present, that the love, the joy, the nourishment is there for each and every one of us. Spirit is inviting us to come live our lives in that peace, in that joy, in that love, in that growing understanding that all is love. And knowing this, I give thanks and I release my word to the law of God, knowing it is present, it is so, and so it is.
Good morning. Can you just feel the crisp crunch of fall in the air? You can imagine. Oh, I feel it in my bones. Okay, well, I'm a little bit of a dreamer, so I do show up for this world once in a while, at least on Sunday morning. The rest of the week is questionable. All right, so when the theme was something about letting go of control or something, I thought I might have a song or two about that. Well, I've tried so long to do things my way. Well, it gets me in trouble most every day. Now I feel ready to write a new play. If you feel it too, let me hear you say, I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. Into the arms of Spirit. Into the arms of Spirit. Well, I've been on this ride for oh so many years. All the rough water on this river of tears. Thinking I couldn't do it myself, push through the fears. Now when I surrender, I see it's all smoke and mirrors. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. Into the arms of Spirit. like forever that I've been holding on, hoping for things to get better with each new dawn. As the years roll by, it took some time for me to know the only way to get there, I have to let go. I'm ready to let go. Sing it with me. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. Into the arms of spirit. 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 To the arms of spirit, yeah. To the arms of spirit, yeah. Thank you, Stephen Meese.
Good morning, everybody. I think God is so funny because we're starting a month of how to happily coexist with all of our earthly forms. And what does God give us but parking? Parking challenges today. So I am so happy that you all found a parking place and are here. So congratulations and thank you very much. So we are starting the 10th month of our yearly theme, which is the year of yes and living what we believe. So just to bring everybody up to speed in about 45 seconds, reviewing the 9 months previous, we went through God as first cause, indwelling everyone and everything with nothing else but God indwelling us, that this one, this eternal one, is immortal and forever and ever and ever. And as we experience this oneness, we are in heaven right now. And as we experience this oneness, God becomes personal to each one of us. And we can know actually the mind and the heart of God through our own mind and our own heart. And as we use our mind to think higher and higher and loftier and more loving and more inclusive thoughts, our mind is creative and our life is created to reflect those thoughts. And we can even heal anything that doesn't feel good through these thoughts. And now that's, we're reviewed. We are. Okay, everybody is up to speed. And we are now on this quote, which is, "We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind." What this says is that we can change things. We can transform the stuff of our lives. And so the theme for the month is conditions. Don't you love that little Where's Waldo thing? This is all of the situations of our life, all of the learning lodges that we have talked about before. The learning lodges are kind of common to all of us. They are money, relationships, expression, and stuff having to do with our physical body. But the conditions are also the stuff of our life and all the things that we get entangled with in our earthly life and delighted with. Entangled and delighted, all of the things. And so there's actually more than one level that we get to look at this quote, because I'm telling you, there have been times in my life, including at my ordination, where there was the custom of reading what we believe, the whole thing, you know, kind of like that was a part of the ritual of ordination that everybody used. I excised this statement because it made me crazy. And it actually, if Ernest Holmes was in front of me, I would ask him, what were you thinking? To put this in kind of the download of our entire philosophy. Because what I think it does, especially for beginners, it suggests that we have a philosophy to get stuff. In fact, when I was a young metaphysician, and I'm going to tell you a story about my publishing life, you know, when I was in college publishing, but I was trying to explain this to one of the editors, very interesting and educated man from Denmark or something, and I was trying to explain the philosophy of science of mind, and he said, it sounds like the church of the prime rate. You know, it was just about getting things. And so when people come and they see this statement, they think, oh, I can it's like a spell. I can have a spell to get the car I want, or the person I want, or the job I want, or I can change others. I can make other people do what I want them to do. So the word for today is, I can control what doesn't suit me. Now, that's so dark, but I want you to think that this triangle thing is a one-eyed cyclops, and then his two hands are down here with sparks on the world. So it's a very kind of dark experience of control. So just run with me here. So if you and I have mastered the previous 9 months, the previous 9 lessons, we have a very, very good chance of having developed a consciousness that attracts harmonious and delightful conditions. If not, if we come into this philosophy at this statement, we are like grown toddlers demanding what we think we want. Sorry. And so if you're here and haven't had the experience of the last 9 lessons, and you think, oh, I want those 9 lessons, I want to develop a consciousness where I can attract the harmonious and lovely conditions. I don't want to be in control like this Cyclops guy. You can take the Quick Start class that Gail Durkin is teaching later in the month, and we'll get you more information about that. That'll catch you up. So we can actually, through the power of mind, manipulate the law and make something happen. That is basically what I think of as the message of The Secret, you know, that book that several years ago was so popular, and this girl looked at this necklace and imagined it on herself, and then she had this handsome guy putting the very same necklace on her, and it was like, oh, please. So the thing is, if we manipulate the law, and if we manifest a condition without the fully established state of mind that can hold that condition with us in a happy way, it will not go well for us. We will be disappointed. So I have an example from my own life, and I'm so happy to bring this story to you because I don't think I've told it before. So the career that I had for a long time before ministry was I was a sales rep for a couple of different publishing companies, and I sold college textbooks, and my territory was colleges and universities in California. It was an outside sales job, but it was intellectual, and so it was very nice for me because I got to think about a lot of things. So my manager in my first publishing company, which was Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston, left that company and went to work for educational films in the Walt Disney Company, which I had wanted to work for I mean, I've had a love affair with Disney, you know, my whole life. Most of you know that. So I said, I want to follow Chip Harris. I want to stop working in college publishing and go work in educational films for Disney, because if you recall, I'm sure you all saw these, you know, Goofy teaching about sportsmanship, and Donald Duck's teaching about fire safety, you know, all of these cute, cute, cute cartoons that were sold to schools. And so I said, I want, Chip, hire me for Disney. So he said, well, you know, I'd love to hire you, Karyl, but we don't have a territory open. Did that stop me? No. Chip, hire me. And I prayed about it, I visualized it, I wanted to work for Walt Disney Productions, I wanted to do it. I kept on him. So he created a territory for me, but it was a virtual territory because all the territories were full. So my territory was a telephone sales job to libraries and fire stations in a cubicle next to the order fulfillment people down the hall. I could have been in any cubicle, in any company. The only Disney contact I had was if somebody needed me to run a memo someplace, I went via the back lot. And I took like a half a day to deliver that piece of paper. I manifested my desire, and I was absolutely miserable. And so my dream of working for the Walt Disney Company was made manifest and lasted 4 months because I couldn't get out of there fast enough. That's what happens when you manipulate the law and control things. So, does this sound familiar to anybody? If not, maybe this will remind you of some things. Are you? Okay, we're not there yet. We're not there. Oh, yeah, we are. Control. And what was I thinking? That's the title of my talk. What was I thinking? What was I thinking to want to work for Walt Disney and force it? Here we go. Am I a control freak? Okay. So here, if some of these feel familiar, you might have the issue of control in your life. Okay, I have a clear idea of the way things should be. I have firm pictures in my mind of what I want, and they are all based on shoulds. I should have this. They shouldn't be like that. They should act this way instead of that way. People should not do this. I should have this. This should be easy for me. Next, I get upset if my desire is not manifested. So I have in my mind one picture. And if I have this one picture made manifest, I'm going to be happy, I think. But anything else is unsatisfactory. Anything else is less than what I should have, and so I'm not happy about that. Next, I can go into fear easily. If I don't have what I think I want, then I don't go into that situation with curiosity, which is another choice. I could be curious about this. I could be reconsidering, well, this doesn't seem like it's falling into place very easily. What about this? I might like this instead. This might be the direction that I'm being encouraged to go by divine mind. Or just the idea of expansion of possibilities. It doesn't have to look exactly the way I think it should look, but if you're a control person, if it doesn't look like the way you think it should, you go into fear. And you can say, oh, I'm not really afraid, I'm just a little concerned. Well, just being a little concerned is on that continuum of fear, right? We don't want that continuum of fear. We want ease and flow. If things are not going well, I push harder. This is the controller's response to stress. This was my, you're so cute, you're laughing. She lives in my head. No, this is what I did when Chip Harris didn't initially hire me. I pushed harder. And so if this is your tendency, if it's like, well, I just need to try a little bit harder, I just need to, push a little bit this way and things will go my way. Then finally, I worry a lot. And no wonder. It is a big job to run the universe. And what's also true about the controlling mindset, and you can feel, I can feel entering the control loop. It's like, okay, here we go. And it's that vigilance of looking around, looking for indications, pressing a little bit harder when it doesn't look like it's going to go. I've hopefully gotten over some of this, but it still comes up. That's why I could write this talk, of course. So, am I talking to anybody that has this going on? Okay, all right, okay, good, great. So, I want you to take a look at the altar. This is a Janet Ryan altar. This is the most playful, beautiful depiction of control and release. So we have this kitty tangle here. That is what it feels like when we get all bollocksed up with our conditions. It's like these conditions aren't right, and we, grab at something else, and we feel like we're entangled, and we are in our own mind. So that's the kitty tangle, and then the release is this wonderful figure here with life as light as a feather. And although this is playful, when it's inside of us, when we're inside of either the tangle consciousness or the release consciousness, it feels very, very different. And I want to tell you, if you aren't in that feather place very often, it feels much better than where you are. It feels much, much, much better. So the Facebook quote that came to me late last night, actually, as I was printing the talk, is from Joseph Campbell. You must give up the life you planned in order to have the life that's waiting for you. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? So just get the feeling of this guy, zapping the world. And then look at this, letting go of control. Just meditating out into space and letting go of control. Now for those of you that are still, dyed-in-the-wool control freaks, letting go of is a very, it's a scary thing. It's like, I've got things almost where I can control them, and if I peel my fingers off this, it's going to be really scary. So we don't want to think really about letting go of, but letting go into. We're letting go into God. And just like the song said, I'm ready to let go into the arms of Spirit. So we're letting go into God. And you don't have to do this all at once. There's a little program here that I'm going to give you in 5 minutes that is really, really easy because it's a step at a time. So the first thing that you do is that you focus on a point of faith. Because for most of us, there's some place in our life that works pretty well, and we don't think we have to control it. It kind of flows along. And then those other places that we really have to control. So the point of faith in your life is to remember something about your life that is a blessing. Remember something about your life that you love, that you have gratitude for. And when you get into that control loop where I feel it right here, that's why I'm gesturing here, then you just release and you let go into something that you already love, that you already feel faith about, that you don't worry about, that you have that feeling of this is all going to turn out. This part of my life has always turned out. This is going to turn out too. And you think about God. You think about that part of your life that works with gratitude. And then that's a practice, because you can't do both things. You can't have a tight stomach and a loose stomach at the same time. So you breathe deeply and you go into a place of your life where you don't have any worries. Next, you discern the qualities that you want and you expand them. Let's say that you have that picture in your mind of what you want. You want the car, you want the job, you want the relationship, you want your kids to behave in a certain way. If that happened for you, how do you imagine you would feel? If it happened so that your picture is perfectly poised in your life so that it is as you wish it would be. And it turns out with all of those good feelings, like if I had said, you know, what do I think I'm going to get by working at Disney? And I went along that creative path instead of the forcing path, my life would have been very different. But you look at what you think you want and you say, how would I feel if I really got that? Would I feel love? Would I feel excitement? Would I feel challenged and happily so? Would I feel really well used so that when I'm tired at the end of the day, I know that everywhere that I put my effort, it landed perfectly and the results were exactly what I wanted? And so you let go of I have to have it look like this, and you go into sort of luxuriating in God. That because the qualities of life that are positive are everlasting, eternal, and there's more of it than you can possibly process in this lifetime. You can be as filled with bliss as you can possibly get, and tomorrow you can open up to a little more bliss, but you know what? There's more bliss that's available to you. So there's more and better feeling state than we can possibly process, no matter how fabulous it gets. Isn't that just wonderful? So you know, you conjure that feeling state like the magic that Frank had in his introduction, because it feels like magic. You can conjure it in your own self, and nothing has to change on the outside, but you're feeling pretty darn good on the inside. That's good spiritual work. Next, when tempted to control, go to your heart. So when you have that feeling of, oops, I gotta control this one, or oops, I better make that phone call right this very, very minute, or whatever, you go into your heart and participate in something that you love. You train yourself to go and do something that you love and stay in that peaceful state. Then what you end up doing as you keep on doing this and keep breaking the control loop is that you become a vibrational match for what you desire. And what that means is you become the person that can actually live the life that you envision. You become the person that is so filled with love that they attract their right mate. You become the person that is so filled with equanimity and non-judgment that your children all of a sudden change. That you become the person that fits into that felt state that you conjured before. And this is actually the piece in the visioning process that I think is the most important, because when we do visioning and we catch the highest vision of God, or that vision of our life that is the most peaceful or most productive, we don't do it in order to make that happen. We get that vision in order to ask the next question, which is, how must I change in order to be the person that steps into this vision? Because Troward says, you can't get out of a paper bag what is not already in the bag. Let me say that again. You cannot get out of a paper bag what is not already in the paper bag. You cannot make love in your life on the outside unless love is already on the inside. And so all change and transformation is not about the outside. It is about the inside. So next is notice the serendipitous. There are miracles happening all the time. And when you notice that miracles happen, when you think, wow, that really happened easily, wow, that was amazing. Like just a little miracle happened today that Janet was putting this blue color on the altar, and that's the color that matches me. You know, it's just, we didn't talk about it. That's a little miracle. That's a God thing. So we remind ourselves of those little things, and then it's just the easiest thing in the world to think that the miraculous will happen for me in this area of my life where I have longing. It's the easiest thing in the world. And then what you do also is that you practice giving conditions to God. You give those conditions to God when you wake up in the morning. God, I give you my day. God, I give you my children. God, I give you the parking situation. I give you the traffic situation. Nothing is too small to give to God. And so for those of you that are new to this, you still might have that feeling in you, yeah, but I really want that relationship. That's what I want. I really want that. I would encourage you to see a practitioner who knows, they know all about this stuff. They know all about how to help you get to the felt state. They know all about how to help you look for the miraculous. They know all about how to help you let go a little bit and a little bit and a little bit into God. You can have it, but it's so much better if you get to it via this state of being rather than your list. So I have a practical example that I'm working on myself right today, because when you came in, you saw on your chair a form that asks you to share your abundance in 2015 with this community, and it asks you to declare how much you think you're going to give to the Golden Gate Center next year. This is called our sharing program this year, and we've had the question as we've been planning this, is this the pledge program? Yes. Yes, it is. We're calling it the sharing program because that's what we want to really instill in everyone, that there is no us and them. We all share and this community gets created. We all share and this community gets created. Now, I would love to control this. I would love to control this. I have a lot of feelings about this. I have a lot of desires. I have a lot of desires for this community. I would love to be able to fill out those cards for you. I would love to be able to say, this person can give this much. I know they can. This person can give this much, and I know this person gave this much last year, and they can give this much more this year. I would love to do that. So I took myself through these points of letting go into God. And so I know, my point of faith is that I know that the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living is a divine idea in the mind of God. I know that this is God's center. I keep giving this center to God all the time. There have been ups and downs, and we've had fabulous things happen. We've had problems happen in this community. And somewhere along the line, as concerned as I get for things, I do give it to God eventually. Thank you, I do. So I remind myself that this is God's center. And so the qualities that I want for all of us, for this center, I want sufficiency. I want sufficiency in finances. I want spaciousness in finances. I want us to have so much money that we have new dreaming, that we have a way of saying, what is the program that we want to include now that would help our people and help others in the world? I want us to have that feeling of expansive possibilities, not ever having to ask, what can we afford, but what would we love? That's what I would like. I would like this community to be supportive of one another, so that once again we had a fund where if somebody really desperately needed 1 month of rent, we could pay that. Or if someone desperately needed something to pay a lawyer, we could pay that. I would love to have sufficiency in that. And so that we would have really more money than we need. And for the members, I would like not only that, but the same, all of that feeling of overabundance and more than enough. But I would like the joy of generosity in each heart, because everybody has given a gift where it's the perfect gift, and someone opens it and they are astonished that you know exactly what to give them. A really, really good gift. That's what I would want, that feeling of generosity, that joy of having your gift land so well. That's what I would like. And then even beyond that, the joy of philanthropy, that feeling of saying, this money is God in action, and I give it to my highest vision. I give it to my highest vision, and in part, my highest vision includes the teaching of this community. And so philanthropically, I am compelled to give the support of money to that which I believe in. I want this feeling to be so happy that this loving community does its good work and we're all proud of it. So those are the qualities that I want. And my match to that is that I tithe happily, and I have this feeling of this community as a roundabout. Any of you that have been to England know that they have these wonderful circles instead of a cross at intersections, and you enter the roundabout and then you exit the roundabout. So cars are always coming in and going out, coming in and going out, coming in and going out. That's the match that I have for us here, that money is always coming in and going out and coming in and going out, and it's move, 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 and it's all so happy and great. I am grateful for each person who finds a home here, and I keep giving all decisions and pathways back to God. So that's how I am holding this now, and just with a single request that you think about how much you can share with us, and write it down. So back to the conclusion of the lesson today, the lesson of letting go of control and trusting our accumulated spiritual practice to take care of specific conditions. I have some things, just 3 little statements that I want to read to you from one of my favorite books called Bridges to Heaven. These are famous people that were asked spiritual questions and their answers. And so this question is, what cuts me off from God? This is what you don't want to do. So LeVar Burton, who is Geordi LaForge in Star Trek, says this: what cuts me off from God? Fear. Boom. End of story. That's what cuts me off from God. Of course, fear can manifest in many forms, yet the bottom line is that there is fear and there is God. What gets me into fear is my ego. I experience fear as a result of buying into the illusion that ego is in control. Whenever I start doubting the purpose of my life, I fall into the grips of fear. Whenever I buy into the illusion that my ego has to be in control, fear rushes in. And then this is Louise Hay. When I fail to cooperate with the laws of life or lose trust in them, things seem to go wrong. I will often jump into my mistrusting human mode and think that I have to take charge and be in control of everything. The universe waits in smiling repose until I get over that. Gratitude brings me back quickly. And finally, Peter Russell. What draws me off is a single belief we've been hypnotized by society to believe. In essence, this false belief states that if you are not at peace, then you need to change the world around you to feel better. We might think we need to get some new possessions, have some new experience, or get someone to behave differently. It's all based on thinking our inner peace is dependent upon something outside of us. In a way, it's a big cosmic joke. In trying to become more satisfied, we're so worried about securing peace in the future that we lose the peace in the present moment. And so, for all of us, I want us to become the vibrational match for what we long for. And in closing, I want you to know that each one of you is prayed for at 9:30 in the morning, standing right here. The team who puts the church together comes together for a prayer. And you are prayed for every single Sunday morning. And this morning, the big, big prayer was for the gigantic yes that is in this room for manifesting your heart's desire. Blessed be. So your takeaway today, if people ask you what did you learn in church today, is I let go and I let God. And now you have a little bit of information about actually how to do that. So I invite you on that inner road now, leaving the conditions of our lives and going to that place of repose on the inside where we are met by the God within. We turn from the God without for this moment and turn to the God within. And of course, we are presented by something that we want. Something that perhaps we have a tendency to want to control or say, please, please let it be my way. Just hold that gently. And imagine how you would feel if it turned out perfectly. If your highest hope, the hope that just includes all of the good conditions, but all of the great feelings for yourself and everyone around you, your highest hope, if your highest hope were manifest, how would that make you feel? And breathe a deep breath and soften your belly and realize that that feeling state is already given to the degree of infinity. It's better than you could ever imagine. Breathe in that feeling and know that the universe, God, knows how to make it so. God knows how to do it. You just imagine what you want to feel, and God will give it and give it and give it and give it. Not only in the circumstance that you brought into this prayer, but in every single circumstance. And so now we just give it all back to God and rely on our faith that all is well. Blessed be.
Anybody else feel like they're in a PhD program? So take a deep breath. The break of dawn, I wake from the dream world. I reach to the sky, and open my eyes to the east wind, lifting my wings. For direction, stating my intention, I welcome the day as breath sweeps mind, breath sweeps mind, breath sweeps mind, breath sweeps mind. I give thanks for my good fortune. I smile inside, remembering the fullness of my life. I take a deep breath, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it all go. All thoughts and worry slowly drift away as breath sweeps breath sweeps mine. Thank you. Wow.
We're sharing our tithes and offerings, so if the ushers would come forward. We are going to have Gail talk a little bit about the sharing program during the announcement time, but this is this year. That's for next year. So if you could just take your gift in your hands and have that experience that I talked about earlier of feeling like this is the greatest gift and you are giving it to a high place, a place that corresponds to your highest vision for the whole world. Because that's what we wish, the vision that we have here, a world that works for everyone, is what we have in our community, and we want it for the world. So please say this with me now. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time, and so it is. Would the ushers please receive the gifts?
I am the center of divine attraction. All things are pure and blessed. All pure and blessed things come to me now. I am the center of divine attraction. All things things, all pure and blessed things, come to me now.
So I bless this offering. I bless the experience that we all want here as a result of being divinely supported. I ask, and it is given. Blessed be. Okay, announcement time. So this is the first Sunday of the month. This is our Partnership Sunday with our sister center in Temenos, Ukraine. And so Johanna Hughes is going to give us a little report, little love from Temenos.
Thank you. What an honor to step into the sacred space with you. Temenos considers us their brother community. I just read this. We consider them our sister community, so it occurs to me that's a perfect match. Yes. Let's see. What's wonderful to know about Temenos is that they have recently graduated 2 new practitioners. Can we give them a clap? Can we clap to the camera? Yes. Also, they have existing practitioners in the Crimea, as you probably know. I will just quietly revere here to the corner of our partnership corner the fact that they have completed their 11th annual symposium with Barbara Leger. And to alert you to the next project that I'm very excited about is a calendar that we are going to initiate 1 month here, 1 month there, and publish it so that we can month by month on our walls, thinking and meditating, looking at the days go through with our brother community. So please join me in the back. We're in the middle of putting that together. The next project, that's for the month of October. And the second fun event is Thanksgiving, which is just wonderful. And we're having a lot of fun with this. We're going to do a morning Skype because of the time change, time difference. And we, in California, are going to show up in our joggers and our jammies for breakfast. And we're going to Skype to them, and they're going to be eating whatever they eat in their traditional Thanksgiving and share that with us. So we're in the middle of event coordinating that. So please do join me if that speaks to you at the back table. Thank you.
Perfect. So this is our sharing program, and I've asked Gail Durkin, our president, to say a few words about the sharing program for you today. And we just send a blessing to wherever that siren is going.
The year, as you all know, and time of harvest in many ways. And for me, I'm a gardener in my genes. It just lives there. So I planted an apple tree back in the 70s, and it's very fruitful right now. In fact, we just took sticks and got the last of the apples off, and I made an apple crisp last night in celebration of what I believe in the generosity of my apple tree. Yes, it's going on the snack table. So the correlation between the sharing program and my apple tree is I give to my apple tree. I water it. I believe in it. I love it. I bless it. I bring it compost, and I just care for it all year round, whether it's nice out, not nice out, raining, not raining. And I just sustain it over all these years, and it continues to give to me, and I give it away to you. And so I've been involved with this community since my second year of practitioner training with your mom. And I love this community. I drive from Oakland every Sunday to come here because I really love who you are and the connections that I have with you all as we get to know each other even more. And so I want to encourage you to share like my apple tree shares with me, that I turn around and share with you, that you'll give in that generous part of your heart, because the thing that happens is you get surprises, big surprises that you don't know that are coming down the pike just by your giving, and then you see what you get to receive, and that's part of your belief system. So blessed be, and join me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And let's see, well, gosh, we'll just see what's next. Becoming a member. So today, if you are not a member of this community and would like to find out about what the responsibilities and the joys and treasures of becoming a member are here, join me at 12:30 today at the Learning Center. There's my announcements. The address of the Learning Center is on your bulletin, and then there's a party for you, the new members, next Friday, and an induction next Sunday. And Reverend Sarah, once a month, does the Extra Edge at Il Fornaio over here, Coffee and Conversation. And this Thursday morning, her title is Taking Care of Yourself. Where are you on your list of priorities? We have some classes that are coming up. I already mentioned to you Quick Start. If you want to get caught up with those, that great consciousness ahead of this 10th statement in what we believe, join Gail, our president, who just spoke to you, on the 19th. And then we have a new workshop coming up given by Posey Lyon, Becoming the Award-Winning Director of Your Own Life, which is the first Sunday in November after the service. And Scorpio babies, you people with the high sex drive and the connections to the criminal underworld. Friday the 31st is your party at Sue Ruta's house. And then my next workshop is Friday, November 7th, and it's coming into the resting time of the year, so it will be a workshop about rest. We will do more than lie around, but it should be wonderful. Now, the classes are here at the class table, and there are other things to sign up for about the membership potluck and the ritual class or the workshop back there on the back table. And then the sharing program will appear in the center of this space. So that's what's going to happen next. But right now, I invite the practitioners to surround the room. And as they do that, I would like all of you to feel embraced in love by these beautiful, beautiful, holy men and women who take your satisfaction in life very, very seriously in their prayers. And so my wish for you, my blessing for you today is that you let go into God with ease and grace, and that the universe prepares your life for you for your own delight, because Spirit always guides your way. And now, if you would stand for the affirmation and closing song. Right up here, I allow my fears of letting go to gently lessen as my faith in my Creator deepens. I know that as I become a vibrational match with love, peace, abundance, and joy, that my life is filled with miracle after miracle, glory after glory.
East goes the wind.